12th standard English students. Now we are going to learn about unit 5 prose the chair. Ki Raja Narayanan, who is the author of this prose. Ki Raja Narayanan. Just before we see the prose, just let us learn about the author. Raja Narayanan, popularly known by Tamil initial as Ki Ra, is a Tamil folklorist and a prolific author. The novels Gopala Gramam and its sequel Kopalapurattu Makkal are among his most acclaimed. He won the Sahitya Academy Award for the latter in 1991. As a folklorist, Ki Ra spent decades collecting folk tales from the Karisal Kadu and publishing them in popular magazines. In 2007, the Tanjavur-based publishing house Annam compiled these folk tales into a 944-page book. The Nattupura Kadai Kalanchiyam collection of country tales. As of 2009, he has published around 30 books. He published the 30 books on 2009. A selection of these were translated into English by Pritham K. Chakravarti and published in 2009. As where are you going, you monkeys? Folktales from Tamil Nadu. Okay, just here, Ki Raja Narayanan is the author of his belongs to Tamil Nadu. How responsible and capable are you at home? So how you are responsible in your home? That just they have asked the warm-up questions. Can you iron your clothes and arrange them? Can you replace a tube light? We should not live a life of entitlement. We must share a few responsibility to keep our house clean and perfect. That is a good responsibility. Solve the class given below and complete the crosswords. The crosswords they have given, just we have to find across and down. Cross and down the answers they have given below, just we have to choose it. Okay. Read the following story about a family that doesn't have a chair. Perhaps the entire village hasn't seen a chair. The narrator amusingly narrates the plan of action and the aftermath, humorous incidents that happened after the arrival of the chair. Okay. That one family that doesn't have a chair, the entire village hasn't seen a chair. The whole village members didn't ever see the chair. So that's very rare, the chair. We are going to learn about this one short story. So this is the chair. The narrator amusingly narrates the plan of action and the aftermath, humorous incidents that happened after the arrival of the chair. What will be happen? Okay, let us learn about this prose. A house without a chair. Just as first one interrogative questions. A house without a chair. If we have one house without a chair, what do you think? So without a chair, the house have it? So no. So just ask question. Suddenly, everyone in our house began to feel this way. That was it. It was put on the family agenda and discussions began. On family situations, on family members, they were discussing. And that just take the planning. So that is the agenda and discussion begin. That was it. It was put on the family agenda and discussions began. The day before, the family friend had paid us a visit. The day before, one family friend came to his house. He was a sub-judge profession. He was a sub-judge. Couldn't he have come like one of us in vesti and shirt? Actually, in this story, on short stories, happened on village in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so he came on day before. Okay, he was of that family friend, sub-judge. Couldn't he have come like one of us in vesti and wear? He didn't wear vesti and shirt. No, he arrived in suit boot, coat suit. Just he wore on coat suit. Arrived on all. There was only a 3-leg stool in our house, but we had only 3 legs stools only. We didn't have chair. Okay, it measured a mere 3/4 foot to churn curd churn curd, which means shaking milk curd. So what purpose of they had brought that three legs stools? So shaking milk curd. Party, that's our grandmother would sit only on it. She was quite heavy. Our grandfather had asked the carpenter to make it somewhat broader. Okay, so it's not convenient, it's not insufficient place. So we have the grandfather asked to carpenter how to make very broader. Okay, only the sub judge came day before. They didn't have chair. Instead of chair, just they put that three legs stools only. Okay, so, and then very small three legs stool, and then grandfather asked to carpenter to make very broad. Okay, next the sub judge was a little porty. So he was a very fat person, that is a porty, portly. Porty is a fat. Since we didn't possess any other furniture, so they didn't have any other furniture except the three legs stools, we brought that for him, placing one hand on its edge. He had to sit down. The edge of the three legs stools. One wretched, which means unfortunate thing about this stool. If you didn't place the weight exactly above the legs, if you didn't put the exactly your weight in the positions, it would topple over. It would topple, which means remove over. Ever so many times we had fallen down when we stood on it carelessly. If you sit carelessly, many times we fall down. Okay, to still give from the rope's net. So and also we can use give from the rope net. Poor thing, just as we were about to cash in the subject, he fell down with a thud and rolled over. After he sat the three legs stool, he fell down. Me and my brother, that is actually this is autobiography or short story only. Okay, me and my brother and my littlest sister couldn't contain our giggles. We couldn't control our laugh, giggles, which means laugh. So we ran to the back garden, and also we ran to the back of the garden, and then they were laughing. Okay, we were laughing just as we thought our chuckles, our laugh had subsided, which means violet. Our sister would mimic the subject. Leaning her hand and rolling on the floor. Our laughter only lengthened. They couldn't control the last time. After the last time, and his sister mimicked the subject what he had done when he was sitting down, what it happened. So just he mimicked his sister. Next, there was another reason for our giggles. So one more reason. So what is the reason? Giggles, which means laugh. The memory of our parents suppressing their giggles in front of the guest who had tumbled over. So when we finished laughing on everyone's behalf and busy-footed, which means very slowly, into the house. After they controlled the laugh, then they came to their house. The stout guest, what is the stout guest? Fat guest, that is a sub judge. Okay, was not to be seen, and neither was the stool. Did he take it away with him? So after that, they asked themselves, did he take it away with him, the stool? Asked my sister to me. After this incident, it was decided that a chair would be made for our home. Then after that, they discussed, okay, chair is must in our house. Chair would be made for our home. The one practical difficulty in getting it made was that there wasn't a single chair in our village to show as a model. Besides, there wasn't a single carpenter either who knew how to make one. So if anybody is there, the carpenter, do you know, either who knew how to make one, the single chair, just they asked themselves. No problem, we can buy one from the town. Just no problem, we can buy one from the town. Suggest my brother. Pedana is the brother name. Okay, our father rejected it. Suddenly after hear that, father rejected that. saying it wouldn't be steady. It would not be, if you want to get from the town, it will not strong, it would not be steady, which means strong. Attai, Attai, which means here in Tamil, Attai, okay, they have given our aunt. Our aunt said that there was a skilled carpenter in the neighboring village. So, okay, I know who said aunt. Aunt said that neighboring village, one carpenter, that there wasn't a chair he hadn't mad. He had not mad. And that the governor himself had praised him. The neighbor village, one carpenter, he is a familiar person, and that he governor himself had praised him. So he made one chair for governor. So governor praised him. So he is well-known person. When my mother heard my aunt's second sentence what he had, and that the governor himself had praised him, only second sentence, she turned her face as if to say, yes, yes, she's seen everything. Everyone say that, yes, yes, she is seen everything. My father called a worker, dispatched. My father called a worker, dispatched, which means sent off, him to the carpenter's village and came and sat with us. Now there was discussion on the kind of wood to be used for the chair. So which wood so best to make the chair, that's they were discussing. Okay, teak is the best, teak wood is the best. That's what will be like to lift and carry around and be steady, be strong. Okay, at the same time, said our grandmother, pressing her stretched legs. Our party was extremely fond of her legs. She was forever stroking them. At the same time, our grandmother pressing her stretched legs. She also suggested about the chair. Our party was extremely fond of her legs. Yes. Stretched, which means straight you have to give that legs. She was forever stroking them. At that moment, our maternal uncles, a very close and relative, that is maternal uncle Mamanar, walked in. Pedana ran and broke the stool. For a while, the whole house spluttered into giggles before things settled down. The whole house spluttered into giggles before things settled down. So here, spluttered, which means cackled or make a series of short sounds. The whole house spluttered into giggles before things settled down. Okay, students, next class we will continue that chat unit 5 prose. Thank you.